It's an FA Cup classic before a ball's been kicked. Yeovil, the most practiced giant killers in cup history. Arsenal, our most vulnerable giant at the moment. Less vulnerable, though, today for the return of Tony Adams from suspension and Lee Dixon and Paul Merson from injury. Kevin Campbell is relegated to substitute, Anders Limpar promoted to the starting 11. But these are the stars of FA Cup week. Yeovil goalkeeper David Coles has had 16 clubs and never cost one of them a fee. It all began for him as a boyhood Arsenal fan and a teenage Arsenal trialist. A stack of stories of what might have been for these players to tell. Most have had some league experience. Two hard luck stories today. Club captain Mark Shale, Yeovil's outstanding defender, is suspended. Player manager Steve Rutter, just fit after injury, just couldn't find a place for himself. These are the stars of FA Cup week. Yeovil goalkeeper David Coles has had 16 clubs and never cost one of them a fee. It all began for him as a boyhood Arsenal fan and a teenage Arsenal trialist. Here, flat and true these days, didn't even warrant an inspection by referee John Lloyd, but thick fog cleared with only 90 minutes to spare. Yeovil start the day as probably the best supported team in the Cup. All the world loves a giant killer on third round Saturday. Tony Adams knows that Arsenal are on a hiding to nothing, and he knows there'll be no hiding place for them if they lose. First to the ball, making his presence felt immediately. This is Hellier, Smith, Paul Merson, Phil Ferns in pursuit, and Merson's away from him, and it needed Barry to get back and make the challenge, and no doubting his fitness after missing the last couple of games. Arsenal's current league form verging on suicidal, source of great encouragement to Yeovil, who've been going along very nicely at their own level, one defeat in their last 15 games. Headers by Paul Wilson. It's the sort of run that I'm sure Arsenal had in mind back in October, and the sort of run that they need again now if they're to reassert their claims to the major prizes. Dixon. Clearance again by Wilson deep in defence. Well dealt with by Adams. Limpar for Winterbird. As you can see, it's quite soft on top. Right held off by Wallace. And Coles comes to claim. Hellier, right. Arsenal settled quite well, but they'll be allowed no time in the middle of the field by players like this one. Batty, upended by David Hellier. Already scored 4 times on Yeovil Town's FA Cup run, Paul Batty. Ferns with a free kick. It's a useful header too coming in from Sherwood. Stolen that from the back. This is Cooper. Not over-blessed with tall players, Yeovil. Arsenal would expect to be able to contain them in that area. But Sherwood's done well again, and Wilson's helped it on to Spencer. But there's a flag up. I think it was Sanderson who just strayed into an offside position. But the pulse quickens in this part of Somerset each time Yeovil cross the halfway line. Merson looking for Dixon. Harrow is scamping back to make it difficult for him. He's picked up Ian Wright with a real chance, but he just lost control of it. And although he cleverly changed his feet and had a jab with his left foot, it wasn't strong enough. Way by Spencer. David Hillier. Anders Limpar. Was firm from Wallace, the shot was firm from Hillier. But Coles managed to hang on. But the Yeovil Town goalkeeper almost embarrassed by a clear opportunity for Ian Wright a moment before that. Just couldn't quite dig it out. Phil Ferns. Spencer's touched it on, and Wilson's got him behind Arsenal here. And Steve Bold did well to recover. Ferns again. Stolen away from him by Smith. This is Merson. Started very positively out on that right-hand side, Paul Merson. But Arsenal have another injury problem. David O'Leary, who's operating at the heart of the midfield alongside David Hillier. And clearly in considerable discomfort. His right shoulder is the problem area. The shot by Hillier was on target. Smith. Clearances by Sherwood. To Spencer. Bold was quickly in. On by Wallace. Not slow to get men forward, Yeovil. This is Paul Batty. Dobbins will give chase. And Ball's been a busy man in the last couple of minutes. Ironically, he starts the suspension on Saturday. Arsenal having just got back Tony Adams. And what is his first Arsenal suspension in his 10 years with the club. There are a chorus of pull the other one around the country. But Arsenal, when they have Bold and Adams together, are far more effective, and they're going to be without Bold from the weekend. They're both keeping an eye on Mickey Spencer for the moment. Yeovil Town's leading goal scorer. Seaman has come to claim it. They've come out as far as Harrower. It's charged down by Hillier. Wilson beaten to it by Bold. Smith. Limpar. Break check by Wayne Dobbins. Yeovil were looking for a free kick there. There was a sharp challenge by Hillier. Arsenal throw. Came off Dobbins last. Smith. Winterburn. Clearance at the stretch by Batty. And David O'Leary waiting behind him. In towards Bold. Met by Wallace. A little bit of time for Wayne Dobbins to pick his clearance. Straight down the throat of Lee Dixon, though. Smith got a touch on, away by Ferns, and a good ball too for Sanderson, who's far and away the quickest player in the Yeovil team when he's on his feet. Swept away by O'Leary. Andy Wallace. It's forward for Batty. A little anxious when the opportunity fell for Paul Batty, but the pace of Paul Sanderson is something that Arsenal will be well aware of. They've had Yeovil watched on 3 or 4 occasions over the holiday period. He's tall and rangy and very, very pacey. Spencer. Wilson. Spencer taking it on. He won't need an invitation to shoot. Scored 30 times last season for Yeovil. He's one of those players who's just born to score. Leading scorer again this season with 10. But all that would pale into insignificance compared to one against Arsenal in the Cup. He'll have a go. Batty's header. No free kick. Ferns had a bit more time maybe than he realised, but he's found Wilson. Smith. Winterburn. Paul Merson. Got good support here from Lee Dixon.